Alright, today I'm going to be talking to you about the average value, calculating the average value of a function. So, as you can see here, we have a function f of x, and we have the area from a to b. Now, if we remember the fundamental theorem of calculus, shown here, which is f of b minus f of a equals the integral from a to b of f of x dx, where the derivative of this function, big F, is little f of x. This gives us the area of the function. And what we are doing is we are trying to calculate the average value. And the average value is the y value at which can represent the area of the corresponding rectangle that has the same area as this interval. Now what I mean by this can be shown in this graph. But for simplicity's sake, before I finish drawing it out, we will call this area A, as in the value that that area, or this integral would be equal to A. So, let's just draw a rectangle with that same area of area equal to A. So this is a rectangle of equal area as the area under this integral, or the integral is the area, so excuse me for speaking, but the area under this function in this interval. And since it's the same interval, or width, it's from A to B. So now, the average value is this height. This is the average value of this function. The height of this corresponding rectangle. And this rectangle, as I mentioned before, is the area. And now, since we have, I'll rewrite this fundamental equation all the way down here. Excuse my arrow, folks. F of b minus f of a equals the integral from a to b of f of x to x. Now, it would seem that we could just, since these are both the areas, we could just divide out b minus a, which is the interval. So, what we can do now is f of b minus f of a, not x, over b minus a, which is the integral. And if we remember, since this is the area and that is the width, this will give us the height of the function. So, this is how you calculate the average value of any given function. Now, I will do an example. Let's say the area was equal to 5. And the interval was equal to, we'll say the total interval was 3, and A is equal to 2, and B is equal to 5. Now, what we can do here to calculate the average value of whatever this function would be, since we don't actually need to do out the integral of this function, since we have the area, that's what the integral is equal to, and we have the interval, we can just go straight to this equation. Since we know the result of f of b minus f of a, since that's equal to 5, we can get 5 divided by 3 equals the average value of the function. And if we remember from the graph up here, this is the original graph of f of x, and this was the area under that curve. The average value, we'll call this 2, and that 3, and we'll call this space 5. And, well, excuse me, I misspoke. Ignore that typo, folks. This value right here is what we just calculated to be 5/3. This line represents the average value of y equals 5 over 3. And there we have the average value.